So now we're going to check in at prison and see if we can find this movie a plot.
No, we can't.
No, we can't. Henchie 3 meets with the boss, but all they do is he goes, hey, what about that thing? And he goes, don't worry, boss. We're going to kill Carmine real good when we find him.
Hey.
Why would I say that thing?
Remember I say that thing for everything, and then you have to respond in equally vague? And he's like, do you mean the murder?
We're going to do the murder thing.
Hold on, is somebody on this line? Hang up. Yeah, we're doing the murder.
God-awful movies.
Welcome back to the Gamcast, where each week we sample another selection from Christian cinema because apparently we can't help it. I'm your host, Noah Lugeons, and sitting 700 miles to my immediate left is my good friend Heath Enright. Heath, welcome back.
Mormon Movie Month. Let's do it.
Yes. Moving into week 2, Eli is taking the weekend off to complain about never getting time off, but in his stead, we're excited to welcome back the co-host of Data Over Dogma and Thank God I'm Atheist, as well as a Mormon Movie Month OG, Dan Beecher. Dan, welcome back.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Your Mormon Sherpa for the day.
Yes, exactly.
Excellent.
And holy shit, will we need one again this week?
That's what we say for Mormon Movie Month.
Yeah. I mean, well, what's fun is that this week, you two who have lived in New York can be like the Sherpa on the other side of the mountain, and we'll meet in the middle.
Yeah, sure. New York, Philly.
Yeah,
no
we'll tell you
difference.
all about accurate Italian-American culture.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Which this movie has in spades.
Oh, absolutely.
Very exciting.
Right. So tell us, Heath, what will we be breaking down today?
We watched Mobsters and Mormons. It's the story of accidentally showing how Mormons run Utah the same way the mafia runs their thing. They're trying to do a contrast,
Holy shit.
but they don't realize they're doing a comparison.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh, believe me, they don't even you don't even realize how true that is. That's something I've been saying for a long time, and we can explore it as we go through. But literally, you show up at a Mormon ward house and you say, within the first 5 minutes, you say something like, "Hey, I need a plumber. I got a leak of the thing."
All set.
By the end of church, you will have 3 numbers, and I got a guy is a thing.
Yeah. The Mosa Nostra. There you go.
Yeah.
And Dan, how bad was this movie?
Well, if you love all the fun mafia lingo from The Sopranos, but you wish there was way too much of it and it was just jammed into the dialogue at random intervals and spoken by people who put ketchup on their spaghetti because ragu is too spicy, you will love this movie.
Guaranteed.
It's nice, fellas.
Oh, well done, sir.
I was going to go with the Heavenly Father, but I thought that was a little too esoteric.
I like it. But yeah, nice fellas is a fucking winner. So is there anything you want to nominate this one for being the best at being the worst at?
Well, I have 2, if you will indulge me.
Please
The
do.
first one is just best worst. I know everybody in this movie.
Really?
As someone who is an actor
real?
in the Salt Lake area for many, many years, I focused on stage work, so I didn't do a lot of film work, but I know so many people in this movie, including one of my first acting teachers. So
Really?
I'll be able to sort of supply some interesting sort of behind the scenes inside baseball if that comes up.
About all the acting choices they make in this movie as actors.
I cannot explain those. I'm afraid that is beyond my ken. But I will at least tell you some
What
things
they smell
about,
like and
about
stuff,
the
yeah.
people. Yeah, they're mostly very nice. I will say that. But my other best worst, if you'll indulge me, because this is a bit long, but it's best worst cast IMDb entries, because almost every person that I ended up looking up who had more than 3 credits had the most insane, whiplash-inducing credits list. and it was all in the same basic proportions. It was 30% GAM Mormon Movie Month, 30% Hallmark Christmas specials, because Hallmark films a lot of stuff here,
Yeah.
30% walk-on roles in legit Hollywood stuff, and then 10% maybe porn. It's the weirdest. Brother James, for example, I'm just going to run through a couple of these. I'm sorry that this takes up time, but it's so good. Brother James, who's ends up being the bishop at the end of this thing. Wow, spoiler alert. I'm so sorry, you guys.
You ruined the whole movie.
Right, exactly. He had such turns in GAM classics as last week's The RM, The Singles Ward, and The Best 2 Years. You'll remember all of those. His Hallmark titles include, and I promise you, all of this is true, Christmas Wonderland, Christmas Made to Order, Matchmaker Christmas, Christmas Hotel, A Cozy Christmas Inn, and A Journey to Christmas. I made none of that up.
Okay, seriously, if you graph like actor skill and the word Christmas in their IMDb,
Right, yes.
Yes, I think you've hit on something.
That's interesting.
Very
I think you've hit on something.
relationship. Yeah.
Like if the milquetoast quotient goes like skyrocketing. He has done some Hollywood entries, including NCIS and a 2-episode arc on NCIS Los Angeles, netting him a spot on the coveted IMDb list. Again, I'm not making this up. Actors who've appeared in 2 out of 3 NCIS shows, of which he is one of 2 of our cast members who made that list.
Really?
Just so that you know.
Wow.
And then he was also in My Modern Family and the Christian Bale movie Vice. And then he has titles like Smoker and the 10 Virgins.
Interesting.
I don't know what those are. The one I'm going to get to really quickly. I'm sorry. I know this is taking too long, but Sister Means, our gossiping Sister Means. She was on a bunch of GAM movies, including Passage to Zarahemla, Book of Mormon movie. She was on Hallmark Christmas movies galore. She was in Iron Man 3.
Yes.
I don't know how that
Really?
happened. And then a film called Dick Dixter.
Okay. Now that's a different type of relationship on IMDb. If you have
Yeah.
Dixter on a lot of your entries, I feel like that's a different relationship.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Amazing.
You can have a lot of fun on IMDb with these Mormon movies. That's all I'm saying.
That you can, yeah. So I was going to go with best worst leading extra. So the main character of this movie is heavy number 2 in any real movie, but they wheel him into fucking Salt Lake City and they're like, he's met Al Pacino, you know, and suddenly he's a leading man. And the guy has the acting chops to really crush heavy number 2. Right. But they've decided, oh, well, you know, he can do emotional, he can do comedy, he can really do it all. He can't. He really can't.
Listen, I don't know if we were watching the same movie, but in this context, he was Pacino. But by comparison to those around him, he was exactly what this movie needed. And when I was looking for good acting, he was the guy I was going to.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Any Italian American goes to Utah and they sound like hooah all the time, just like everything they say in relative terms. Yeah. So I was going to go with best worst FBI map and really just best worst FBI. The FBI organized crime unit is in this. Every decision they make is truly insane.
Yeah.
But in particular, they have a map on the wall in one scene with yarn and pushpins. And it seems to be showing like where the mafia is. Apparently there's big mafia hubs in Iowa, Nebraska, and of course, Utah.
Well, yeah,
But
no kidding.
The part that confused me most was why the yarn? It's all the mafia. Like you just need to put
they're all
yarn
connected.
in between every push pin. It's all one thing. That's nothing.
Right.
But they have like specific lines.
What I saw in that map was all of these push pins are where they put someone in witness protection. So all a mafioso has to do is take one picture of that map and then everybody's cover's blown.
Should we have an answer key that's very large and on the wall?
And hanging on the wall.
Of our witness protection
Should we be worried that you can see this through the window outside? Nah, it's fine. It's fine.
Right. All right, well, I'll tell you what, we've got a lot of casual bigotry to skirt our way around on this one, so we're going to take a quick second to plot our route, but we're back in a flash with all the stereotypes that are mobsters and Mormons.
All right, everyone, welcome to the writer's room for Mobsters and Mormons. Get excited.
Woohoo! Yeah.
All right, so here's the basic idea. This mafia guy from Philly is going to end up moving to Utah with his family.
Oh, you're done. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I said
cool. So it's like a culture clash thing.
Yeah, kind of like Crocodile Dundee, but with the mob instead of crocodile.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's brainstorm some stuff to focus on. So just like, shout them out.
Okay. Money laundering and tax evasion.
Taking a cut from everyone's income.
Yeah.
But safe communities for their own people.
Yeah, no, that's true.
They really
That's
are.
true.
Really are.
Also, loan sharking.
Yeah, big credit operation with huge interest.
Yeah. Way worse than like Visa or MasterCard, let me tell you.
So much worse.
Lots of homophobia and racism.
Oh, right. Yeah, for sure. But a little cooperation with the black community in the 70s.
Good point.
That was
Good
nice.
point.
That was nice. Okay. Anything else?
Long history of bloody conflict everywhere they go as they spread from New York across the country.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, great stuff. You know what? Let's take an early lunch and then we'll come back and we'll come up with some mafia stuff to make the contrast.
Yeah. Hey, dirty soda shop?
Nice.
Ooh.
Liquid lunch, am I right?
We're in the biz.
Right?
Showbiz. Raw.
Oh, biz.
Hey, Noah, what's with the beach umbrella, picnic basket, golf clubs, and skateboard?
Well, Heath, summer's almost over and I'm trying to make the most out of it.
By playing wind-powered skate golf while eating sandwiches? Because I am in. You know I'm in for that.
No, that does sound fun, though. No, but I'm just trying to squeeze in as much different summer freedom as I can before it's too late. You remember how summer just meant freedom when we were kids? No homework, no teacher, no school. And now it's just more work.
Well, here's the thing. Thanks to Mint Mobile, summer can still mean freedom. Right now, all of Mint's plans are $15 a month, even unlimited. So free yourself from big wireless and their gimmicks and gotchas and switch to Mint for high-speed data and coverage on the T-Mobile 5G network.
Well, that'll come in handy while I'm aggressively catching up on my mall lounging time.
Sure. I switched to Mint Mobile when they first became a sponsor, and I love how I get the same great service I had before, but at a fraction of the cost. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. You can even bring your current phone and your number.
All right, Heath, I'm sold. Where do I sign up?
Ditch overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/gam. That's mintmobile.com/gam. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/gam. That's it. There's no catch. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required, $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra, initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. Includes up to 20 gigabyte hotspot. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com.
All right. That's awesome, man. I'm a little behind on my 2:30 lackadaisical stone skipping, but I'll get to it right after that.
You're bad at relaxing.
Yeah. What's your secret, man? What do you do to relax?
Nothing.
Oh, it's brilliant. And we're back for the breakdown, and we're going to open up on the city lights of Philadelphia, the city you think of when you think of the mob.
I love that the two title cards that come up for the production companies are Hailstorm, who produced like half of Mormon Movie Month.
Yeah.
And South Jersey Productions.
Yeah.
I call bullshit. Some BYU grad named Brantley thought it would be cool to name his company that, even though he's never been east of Denver.
Oh.
Pork Roll Productions? Nah. South Jersey.
So then we eventually resolve on a couple of, we basically resolve on Carl the Pugapegacorn complaining about his coffee, right?
Oh, yeah. Smash cut straight to sin. We get a coffee cup.
Yeah, I do want to point out that opening where they just do this sort of cool jazz and city flyover. Mm-hmm. It proves that 2005 Mormons have caught up with the trends of 1980s Meg Ryan rom-coms.
Yes, so congratulations to them.
They're all the way up to the 80s by 2005.
Yeah, they've come a long way, baby.
Yeah, they're all probably up to 2005 now.
Yeah. Also, the one name I noticed in the credits, Brittany Bateman from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Dan, do you know her?
She's one of the ones I do not know. Oh. Alas. Yeah.
And of course, if you've been listening along for all of Mormon Movie Month, yes, that is the same Real Housewife of Salt Lake that we had on last week's episode as well. So the gangsters are all gangstering, and the gangstering they have to do is they've got a rat that they've got to take care of who's like in the bathroom, right? They drag him out to beat his ass.
They pull him out from under the stall. Like they grab his, I was like, are they going to rape the groom at this wedding? I literally had no idea what was happening.
This was a crazy choice. Like, If you're going to do, I wanted to see the reality of pulling somebody out mid shit from under.
Yes,
a
there's a smear, and it's
now
just,
and now there's mafia guys just being like, all
Oh,
right.
he wasn't. I guess
I don't want to make
let him
a
go back
janitor
in there
clean
and
this
wipe
up.
his ass. Or
somebody has
something.
to clean it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
We all have to smell this.
Are you still going?
Go get Rocco. Somebody's got to clean
Yeah.
this guy.
But apparently when they did the jewelry heist, this guy lifted a couple of necklaces for it. So they're going to rough him up a little bit. Now they got to go get the necklaces, but they've got nothing to tie him up with. What a hilarious comedy premise.
Well, and we start the racism really early here because he's like, they're like, where did you stash him? And he starts with saying, I got a buddy. He owns a Haji Mart.
Yeah.
Which that's going to come back in a hilarious and horrifying
you know what?
way.
That's going to be way less racist than the thing that's going to happen when we see it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. So, and then the main character is one of these gangsters. His name is Carmine, but later his name will be George. So, keep up. But Carmine goes to see the boss, and the boss, this is like mid-job, right? Mid them dragging this guy out. He goes to see the boss, and the boss is like, hey, I'm promoting somebody else over top of you in case you ever need a reason to screw me over.
Yeah. A lot of fun. And this is, by the way, where we really launch in with packing in as much Goomba slang as we can possibly get in.
Absolutely.
But nobody's doing it right at all. Like, except our main guy, I feel like he gets it kind of right. But like, he's one of two real Italian humans in this entire movie.
Right.
And so everybody's saying like, not for nothing this. And wow, it never plays. It never actually lands right.
No. So Carmine gets done talking to the boss. He goes back and damn it, if his wacky henchmen haven't mummified this guy with duct tape. Think about how many fucking ways, like they don't have anything to tie him up. Think about how many funny fucking things that you could tie this guy up with, and they ended up with duct tape. Jesus fucking Christ, people. Although I will say the little bit where they're like, no, he can hop. That bit worked, I guess.
High fives all around, guys. Come on. This is the visual thing. People are going to laugh.
I don't know. Mormons are so fucking nice that I always feel the need to like let them know in their movies where they get it right. I always feel the need to go like, but this part actually was funny, Mormons.
That was pretty good, buddy.
They had one or two. They had a couple.
Yeah.
We'll put the duct tape thing on the fridge for like a week.
So now the gangsters are leaving, but as they're loading this guy into the trunk, some FBI agents are surreptitiously snapping pictures of him.
Yeah, feds taking pics from 100 yards away with a 50 millimeter lens, which I always...
That's making like the big cloud of smoke and the like... Poof.
Yeah.
It's so obvious.
Hold it. Click.
Yeah. Yep. But the gangsters get to the store, and then we racism while we're there.
Oh my God. White guy dressed as Yasser Arafat. Come on, take that Target dish towel off, Kyle. You're embarrassing yourself.
Oh my God. And then there's the black guy who owns the store who is so much worse at acting than the rest of the cast. I thought maybe he was like a famous Mormon or something, like this was a cameo.
I think it's just the only black guy they could find.
Okay.
They were just thrilled that they could find a black.
They have lots of Lamanite friend, Dan.
Yeah.
And this is it.
Yeah, as we'll find out, they're all Tongan.
And he
we'll get to
speaks
that.
only in shouting for his 2 lines of shouting.
It's fucking nuts. But they do get the necklaces back, and just as they do, the cops show up.
Yeah.
So they take Carmine downtown and they put him under the lights.
Yeah. This is one of the first, that's my friend. The guy that's wildly overacting as agent number 2 or whatever.
Oh, sure.
That's a guy that I know. I've known him for a long time. And I regret to inform you, this is him being subtle and pulled back. So
Is he?
Okay.
Oh, right on.
Yikes.
So they have their back and forth here, and we've got to get what we have to get to, of course, is eventually we need Carmine to be in witness protection. So this is the scene where they finagle out his willingness to rat out his gang, right?
Right.
So he's going to testify against them. He's going to go in witness protection. And then we cut to the news, like telling us this all post factum.
I laughed at this.
So amazing.
We see the news, and it was like, Angelo Marcello got ratted out. Big trouble. And then they're like, Carmine the Beans Pasquale, here he is. He's the rat.
Here's a picture
Here's
of him.
a photo of him. Here's his fingerprint.
He's in witness protection. Well, he will be when we're done showing this picture.
It does feel like that undermines the witness protection scheme
a little bit.
Here's Here's Carmine naked with all of his tattoos. Carmine, spin around for us.
Right.
We're sending him to Salt Lake City in case anybody needs to know.
Right. If you want to send him a letter. So we cut to Carmine with his wife and his teenage son. And we have to have just like every time we see this family, we have to have them yell at each other constantly because they're not Mormon, and that's how non-Mormons are.
Their entire script is, forget
about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have to say that my friend Jeanette, who played his wife, for a very not Italian woman, did an okay-ish job of being an Italian wife. I thought I was proud.
If she's an SLC native, I never guessed. At no point in the movie did I
see. I mean, other than the fact that she could pronounce exactly 0 of the Italian words that they kept putting in. Yeah.
Maybe she went method and moved to Pennsylvania.
I'm just saying consigliere does not have that many syllables.
No,
that's okay.
Yep.
You got to relax out the syllables, y'all.
But then the FBI agent comes in and they've got their new names, right? They're going to be George and Linda Cheeseman, and the son is Patrick, right?
And they're all thrilled about it.
Yeah, well, they try to do some humor with nobody liking their names, but all they really do is a weird bit of homophobia when the kid doesn't like Pat because it, quote, goes both ways.
Yeah. Yeah, they often aim very clearly at a joke and then manage to miss and only hit some sort of bigotry. So that's a theme throughout the film.
It's like bigoted jokes without the jokes. Yes.
Yeah.
And the FBI guy is like, no, you can't. You're Cheeseman. You can't change. We already printed the name tags and everything. You're fucking. We put it on the news that you're Cheeseman. Shit.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. Okay, now you can send him. And they're like, well, so where are you sending us? And then we cut to a scene that, like, I guess we're supposed to just recognize as Utah.
Right. They don't like do SLC International or anything like that. It's just like somehow you can smell it.
You're in the JetBlue terminal. You know what's going on.
Yeah.
This is a Delta hub, motherfucker. We're rolling deep.
Are you all cool with that? With not supporting your native Mormon JetBlue company?
Yeah. Right?
We had a couple actually, but the other ones have been sucked up by other airlines.
Oh, okay. But Delta partnered with Amex, and Amex is a Mormon company, big one. So like, okay, I'll allow it.
There you go.
So, So they meet their handler, I guess. I have him down as Special Agent Mormon the entire time.
Yep.
He's just the Mormon FBI agent that's going to get him settled.
And they really went hard on the most boring person they could possibly find on this one. I'm not sure. I feel like they were attempting a bunch of different things with this character, including a bit. They thought they were doing a bit where he just always explains Mormonism and over-explains it to people who don't care. And instead, they just were very obviously trying to squeeze in a bunch of explanations about Mormonism.
Yes.
And they forgot they forgot to make it a bit. They forgot to make it funny.
Yes.
No, they have him settle like 3 shower arguments that they think they win in their heads against people who ask about Mormon stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and the humor that they're trying to get out of this guy is like he's very understated. So they like make a bunch of polygamy jokes when he shows up, and the joke is supposed to be that he's like, oh, actually, no, the Mormon Church no longer practices polygamy, and he just takes it really seriously. But the end result of the joke being that he's humorless is that the scene is humorless.
Yeah.
Right?
They literally do not know how to film a humor.
A movie?
Yep.
They have not quite sorted out. They can point cameras at things, but they haven't sorted out how to make a funny.
Yeah, because there's like a couple of times when the movie's funny, but even then they'll like have someone shit on the joke and end the scene too late or something. Yeah.
Yeah. In this scene, they try to make a joke where it's like the setup of the scene is, hey, do you do polygamy? And then, no, I don't do polygamy. And then the punchline is Beans, Carmine, George, whatever his name is, saying, polygamy, 12 wives, I can't even handle one, or what, like that's his punchline.
Yeah, that's the joke.
But like in the middle of this setup and punchline, they throw in this, well, actually, polygamy is not something that is practiced by the current Mormon church. And in the history of the church, it was practiced, but now it's not. Like they put
And he's like, I got a fucking punchline here.
Right,
man. Shut
yeah,
up.
exactly. They just kill everything that they try. It's sad.
Guys, we got to go straight to Andrew Dice Clay, Don Rickles, or else this scene's going to be stupid and annoying.
So
there it is.
at this point, I wrote in my notes, so we cut to a Mormon temple, and then Dan went through and furiously scratched out temple and added the words, these are just called churches or ward houses.
I was trying to save you the embarrassment.
Our temples are actually really impressive. This is just like a normal.
This is just
building.
a normal church, you guys.
Yeah.
So
Doesn't
like,
pay
don't get
property
it wrong.
taxes. Fuck
Obviously, I would hate for you to.
We have so much gold. Sorry.
They do. Like the downtown Salt Lake Temple is like Smaug's cave.
It is. It really is. You know.
You guys should come next year in the springtime. Well, for most of 2027, you can tour the downtown Salt Lake Mormon Temple. So.
Oh, wow.
You
Awesome.
might want to think about another tour stop here in Salt Lake.
Fuck yeah, man.
Some intel.
So, okay. So we cut to this Mormon church, and they're singing Mormon hymns, which is the worst of all the utterances.
Oh my God, you guys, they chose their best hymn. They chose the
Really,
most
this is the good one.
This is the upbeatest that they get. The lyric for real is literally happy are we, happy are we. And it still sounds like a funeral dirge.
It does.
How did they do that?
It's pretty amazing. So, and then this is actually the plot of the movie, and it's so stupid that I missed it, right? But as they're singing the hymn, Bishop Harrison gets a page, right? Because this is 2005. He gets a page. He's got a family emergency. And now Brother Michael is going to have to take over for Bishop Harrison. And the plot of the fucking movie is that Brother Michael's not so sure about that. Well, gee shucks, that's going to be a lot of responsibility.
What if
right?
the microphone's not at the right height when he comes up to the podium?
Well, that's 4 goddamn minutes of humor.
Shall
That's
wacky
what
shenanigans ensue? They shall.
Okay.
They sure shall.
I will say that it is a Mormon deep cut because all the Mormon wards had these pulpits that raise and lower, and there is a little control panel that the bishop has access to.
Okay.
That's
so the
real?
bishop just subtly, like every time a new speaker gets up to the pulpit, it just goes.
It's so okay. So this is a real thing.
That's a real thing. Yanking the malfunctioning pulpit off of its hinges and slamming a guy in the face isn't real.
Right. Sure.
But that pulpit lotso, like they were going for something that was like actually a real thing.
That's such
Nice.
an insane thing. That means they
Because
have
you
like
can just go,
there
like-
must have been a meeting at some point where somebody's like, "Hey, we can get just a mic that adjusts," and
Yeah,
then like the
no.
ward boss was
No.
like, "We're levitating the floor." I don't know what you just said. We all have to have a floor levitation, very expensive system.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's believe me, I used to love going to, when I went to church, I would go up after meetings and when everybody had left and be like, I wonder if will the button work now?
Yeah. Right, but they try to do their comedy bit, and yeah, like you said, the guy gets smashed in the face because it gets pulled out.
Right, but it never works as a comedy bit.
They
It only
could've.
plays as like a tragedy. Like
You
I don't
could
know.
like show the broken nose and like commit to your comedy.
Right, like
If
have
they-
that guy
if he-
get hurt over and over again in the movie or something.
or just like have somebody do the sermon while he's like right there being like, "Oh my fucking nose, my
just
God.
squirting blood.
Don't look."
Yeah.
Any of these are good options for a comedy, but they forgot.
Yeah.
They
No
forgot
humor in this
They
comedy.
forgot about that part.
So, okay, so then we get Brother Mormon, Brother Michael, that's it, getting home, and he's just sure nervous about stepping in for the bishop while he's away. So this is where we meet the love interest from last week's movie, Brittany Bateman. She is Kate in this film.
Sister pregnant. She is.
Yes.
And it's great. They did get, I mean, obviously they shot it here, but they definitely got Mormon neighborhood correct. You got foothills, tract homes, minivans, and the kids just pour out of that minivan like it's a clown car.
So, and then we also are introduced to the gossipy neighbor, the nosy neighbor lady. This is Louise. She's one of the IMDb credits that we got from Dan to open things up. And she's heard about this new family moving in to the neighborhood, and she's got to get the goss on that, right?
Did you guys zoom in on the for sale sign? They noticed that the for sale sign had a sold on it, and it would be easy to miss it, but I happened to pause to write something right while it was on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of amazing. First, the sold sticker is very, very obviously just handwritten on white gaffer's tape. Like they just found, the Teamster on set with the best handwriting. And
you just put a red dot on it with like a little sticker, like a gallery, right? That's how it goes.
And the sign was clearly just from a real realtor's for sale sign, but they couldn't leave the name Prudential on there. So they got a marker and like changed the letters. So it said Brudemial.
Jesus Christ. Lazy fuck.
Why would you just make it into like prudent? Why would you do like a complicated version?
Yeah,
of
it's amazing.
So
we cut to the family, the witness protection family, George, Linda, and Patrick all moving in. And George is disappointed because the house sucks and he's awful.
Yeah. It's funny because the gag for this is supposed to be he's really rough around the edges and very in your face and mean sometimes, but it's like that East Coast playful kind of mean where it's actually humor or whatever. And they never hit. He's just an asshole. He's the whole time.
Up until like a third of the way through Act 3, at which point the movie is just like, now you like him. And I'm like, no, I don't. He's a fucking asshole.
Why did you?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yes,
He's gonna paintball. Fuck you.
He played paintball with his kid. He's good now. So, but I'm leaning his way on this, right? He's at his house and he looks outside and a bunch of Mormons just decide to start picking his stuff up and moving it into his house for him. So he goes and he punches him in the fucking face for grabbing his shit, which I would do too. Like, honestly, even if you're just trying to help me unload it, if you start grabbing boxes of my property without me, like, specifically knowing about it, I'm going to punch you in the fucking face. I wanted one of the Mormons to get a big box of dildos and sex toys and shit and go, oh, no.
People are going to grab shit wrong. They're going to, like, grab the table by the thing that makes it looser instead of by the real good way.
Don't just grab people's
shit.
stuff. That's not cool. I do like the moment when somebody made a joke to the Mormon G-man about, being Amish. And he had this moment where he was like, those guys are weirdos. It was cute.
Yeah. So sometime later, nosy neighbor lady is bringing a plate of cookies. George is eating cereal off the coffee table like a fucking savage, or Heath, like a savage, or Heath.
Okay. I enjoyed what he was doing there. Yes. He's got his bowl of cereal. He's got the gallon of milk right there on the table and a container of chocolate syrup right there on the table. So that's good stuff. But you got to bring the cereal box to your spot too, if you're going to do that.
What, are you going to just reload more milk onto your existing cereal?
That's crazy.
This makes
no you
fucking
pour
sense.
just the right amount of cereal and milk and chocolate syrup.
And then you put
eat
more.
And then go next.
Yeah, exactly.
Stupid.
So and then George is like, I do love George in this moment is very like, fuck Mormonism, right? and nosy neighbor lady gasps upon realizing that they're not Mormons. And so I guess what we're supposed to be seeing here is that she's the bad Mormon. And now we're going to get the good Mormons. Brother Michael and Kate are going to come over that night and be like how Mormons should be upon meeting Normans. I don't know what you call them.
Okay, yeah. So nosy neighbor is supposed to be like a bad character, but she's nailing it. She's the only one in the community who's doing the like shitty, but she's right this time thing of like, I don't know if this guy seems like a murderer, and he is.
Yeah.
She's right this time.
Let's keep our eye on this one. Yeah.
And this is the part where they offer the couple a drink.
Uh-oh. What wacky hijinks will ensue now? Surely they won't try to serve them alcohol because we've already established that they know all the stereotypes about Mormons.
Right.
Like he has been nonstop stereotyping Mormons. Surely he's not going to offer them a beer, right?
And then a coffee and then a Coca-Cola.
Which then they turn around and they're like, oh, we don't drink beer. Oh, we don't drink coffee. And then they go, we don't drink cold drinks.
Oh,
cola drinks,
cola.
yeah.
Cola drinks.
Yeah, I think it was cola drinks.
Dan's like, God damn it, they're getting worse.
No Mormon in the world has has ever said
now?
either. They don't say cola drinks either. No, they're, it's just like he offered them a Coke and a Diet Coke. They could just say, we don't drink caffeine. It's fine.
Yes.
Like,
Okay, but it's honestly not out of the question that if you told me that like, oh yeah, Mormonism requires tepid drinks only, I'd be like, yeah.
I will say this, carbonation is pretty exciting. So
yeah, right.
Who knows?
Well, yeah. So, but that's the other thing too, is that their answer is just batshit fucking crazy, right? They don't say, "Oh, we don't drink caffeine." Kate goes, "While some people within our community do choose to drink cola drinks, we have opted not to." And it's like, why the fuck can't you just talk like a human would talk?
Yeah.
So, and we haven't established this, but Patrick, the son, is very upset that the house doesn't have a satellite dish because he needs his fucking HBO. So then we get the scene where he's like, he's going to go steal the satellite dish off of another house because that's going to get you HBO.
He knocks on a neighbor's door out of the blue and says, "Hey, do you know the house across the street with all the expensive stuff? Would you mind telling me, a shifty teenage stranger, that family's daily schedule and PIN codes?"
When will they be home? May I borrow your ladder?
Also, do you have roof tools?
Yes.
Unrelated.
He literally says that.
Yeah, he goes, "Do you
That
have a
last
ladder and power tools?" Yeah, I guess they think that's a punchline or something. Yeah.
Hilarious.
And then, so right after we meet him, we have to meet his love interest, right? The girl next door. Now, for some reason, they've chosen to make this girl the sister of brother Michael, despite the fact that she's approximately the age that like his oldest daughter could have been.
Yeah. I didn't realize that she was his sister for
2/3 of the way into the fucking movie, man.
many scenes, because everyone. The other thing is that everyone in this movie mumbles everything, and I hadn't turned the closed captions on yet, so I didn't catch a third of what was being said here.
This was such a strange choice. Yeah, so we have like Aunt Julie, who's like 15 years old, and the aunt of the kids in the house because her brother Michael is the dad in the house. And we also get a really quick thing. I guess it's a Mormon detail, but it's not a good one. She's like, yeah, so my parents abandoned me while I'm a teenager and they live in the Philippines now because they're doing some missionary bullshit.
Yeah.
Which isn't a Mormon thing. That never, what they do is they send old couples whose kids have all left the nest and they've started fighting with each other and they hate each other now. They send them off to be mission presidents in faraway lands, just to get him out of the ward, you know what I mean? And so if they have a teenage daughter, they wouldn't have sent, but for some reason it is amazing how many times this movie doesn't do Mormonism right.
Really? Well, they don't do anything else right. So yeah, I guess I don't know why I should expect them to nail that shit.
It's about appreciating Italian-American culture, I guess is what the movie's really about.
So then we got Michael and Kate going to bed and talking about how they need to do more to Mormonize the neighbors. And the wife is talking about how bad the sister, the sister that we just met was. And she can hear it through the wall. Doesn't fucking matter. None of this goddamn fucking matters.
Here's what you guys wouldn't have been tuned into in this scene. There's a problem showing Mormons going to bed, which is that they can't show like garments, which most Mormons sleep in their garments, their underwear, and women don't wear bras to sleep. So like if she's just in a thing, like, so what their solution was, I don't know if you noticed it, she was wearing 12 layers to bed. She was wearing literally a shirt over a long sleeve thing. And it was basically.
Could I be wearing any more clothes? Remember Friends? Come on.
Yeah, that was good. But it was literally like, nope, we can still see nipples. Throw another layer on.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And he's wearing a t-shirt with buttons on it and full athletic warm-ups. I would have to set my AC to 20 to wear what they wore to bed. God,
being a Mormon seems so fucking uncomfortable. But yeah, but they decide that they're going to invite the new neighbors over tomorrow and try to help them fit in. And
despite them repeatedly making it clear they want to be left alone.
Yes, exactly. And Kate ends the scene by saying the Cheesemans will fit in fine, given the predictability of this fucking movie. That means the next scene is going to be them not fitting in fine. So before we get to that, we're going to take a quick break, but we're back in a minute with even more Mobsters and Mormons.
All right, guys, welcome to the second writers' room meeting for Mobsters and Mormons.
Hooray or whatever.
Huzzah.
Cool. Guys, look, I hear you. I hear the vibes. I know it's been a tough slog here, but when I pitched this idea to the members of my ward, they all said the jokes would just write themselves. And that's a direct quote from the mission president. So,
Yeah, I'm starting to think, man, that's just an expression.
oh, you think?
I think so, yeah.
Fiddlesticks.
Language.
Sorry.
Don't apologize to us.
I'm sorry. Jesus Christ.
So, what are we going to do?
I mean, I guess we could just do the movie without jokes.
It's a comedy movie. You're suggesting we put out a comedy movie with no jokes in it?
Yeah, I feel like the audience is going to notice.
Counterpoint, the audience is Mormon.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, we're not even allowed to have senses of humor. And we're back for still more of this shit. We're going to rejoin the action with George leaving his house in his boxers like they do in Philly.
Just a very common thing that everyone back east does.
Yeah, I think the movie thinks that non-Mormons are all like just mostly naked and fucking most of the time.
I think
Get
so,
in the newspaper,
Yeah.
whatever.
As evidenced by him in snow boots, a parka, and his boxers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the first thing he says to this, well, he goes to steal his neighbor's newspaper, gets caught,
Mhm.
and then just, like when you're stealing something from somebody and you get caught, you just strike up a conversation.
Yeah, start making fun of him and his religion.
Yeah, and tell him that you want to fuck his wife. That's always fun.
Yeah. So then we get him, he's loading up on gas station coffee, and I wrote in my notes, I bet he doesn't care for it. They've made a big thing about how he's a coffee snob.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a huge, the culture clash. The Mormons don't know the coffee, but they really didn't play it well for that at all.
No, because this is basically where it starts and ends.
Yeah.
Right? Because he tries the gas station coffee and he's like, oh, this is awful. And I'm like, if you're a fucking coffee snob, you know good and goddamn well the gas station coffee is going to be bad.
Yeah,
Right?
the gas station coffee in Philadelphia is amazing. So what's wrong with it?
Well, and also the Mormons make shitty coffee gag would work better if he hadn't already just demonstrated that he rejects the coffee of literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Like the first scene, he rejects the coffee.
You're right.
He's
Yeah,
like,
at the fancy
it's
restaurant.
$100 a plate and I can't make a good cup of coffee. And it's like, okay, this guy just doesn't like coffee.
Right. Yeah, clearly.
Just slaps the gas station coffee on the counter and then slaps it off the counter. This is nothing like the Wawa. Fuck you. Fuck your religion.
Oh, this poor cashier, this
Makes no
actor,
sense.
this guy was a deer in fucking headlights. Is this a friend of yours, Dan? This cashier actor? My God.
The kid whose eyes are literally 3 centimeters apart. No, I do not know that kid.
Yeah. And then he's like, the coffee's bad. And the kid's like, I don't know about coffee because I'm a Mormon. He goes, well, give me a lottery ticket. And he's like, I don't know about that either because I'm a Mormon. Right. And no, they can't do anything right.
Okay, fair enough though. Like that's actually a good thing by accident about Utah, right? Like they don't do lotteries. That's like a bad thing to do in a state.
Bad. It's a bad. Yeah. So that night they're going to dinner with brother Michael and Kate, right? They're going to sister Kate. I don't know. And on the way over, George is complaining about the lack of gambling options in Utah.
Hilarious. They're fighting. And the Mormons don't have the intellectual or the emotional acuity to know what to do with people who are arguing on their porch.
Right, yeah. Well, Mormons don't argue with each other.
If only there was a philosophy that says lottery and gambling is dumb and says that black people have souls. If only that existed somehow.
Right. And then they do, I guess this is sort of a callback in the minds of these idiot writers, but they brought yoo-hoos for everybody.
I thought that was sweet. I thought he couldn't figure out what they drink, so he brought something that they could drink from his culture. I thought that was actually a cute little moment.
I'd be excited if people brought yoo-hoo to my house. I would be good with coffee and whiskey too, but yoo-hoo, sure.
Yeah. We brought yoo-hoo. You shake it. It was very funny.
Yeah.
Also, can I just say, they invited other people over too. So it's not, so they invite this family over and then they don't do this. You people don't, if you invite me over and you don't warn me that you've also invited other people over, I'm going to be very uncomfortable for the whole night.
I'm going to walk in and be like, nope, spin right around.
Yep.
So I want to make it clear because the other people they invited were people of color. So I want to make it clear to the audience that that's not why, right? It's just the fact that there's extra people that we weren't expecting.
I mean, person of color.
Yeah. Well, that's right. Yeah,
the wife
dad,
was white, and
No, you're
all
right.
of the children were mysteriously white.
Hold on. I don't know that he's a person of color. He's a person of Tongan.
Yeah.
And he makes that very clear.
Right. I am not a Lamanite.
Carmine,
Yeah.
George, whatever, is like, so, black guy, what the fuck are you doing here? And the guy's like, I'm actually not black. I'm Tongan. And I was like, what's happening? What is this?
Yeah.
Is this like a distinction in Utah culture?
Well, I mean,
person from
Polynesians
Tonga is
are
not
different from
black,
African Americans.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That much is true. Okay. Got it.
And also, like, Polynesians are plentiful here in Utah. I don't know if you know this, but the Mormon Church made a big play for Hawaii, Tonga, Samoa, like all of the
Kiribati.
all these Polynesian islands.
Because they didn't,
and they were very successful.
Yeah, because they didn't have internet yet. Like everybody had internet but them, and so the Mormons went there.
So there are a lot of Polynesian. That's why, like, with the BYU football team is every name on the BYU football team ends in ungi or something. You know what I mean? So
young. Yeah.
Or young, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so why would a Tongan go to Utah then? To play football, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, to go to the motherland, to go to
they literally at one point we do not have time for me to get into all of the rabbit trails I want to go down right now. But there was a town that was made for Polynesians out in the middle of the desert.
Amazing.
Called that they called Yosipa, which is Hawaiian for Joseph. And
Yikes.
It did not have sufficient
And it was separate,
anything.
but it was equal.
That's literally it. It was like we don't want the Browns coming and mixing with us, so you guys go all the way out there.
Unreal.
And they went from paradise to the literal desert. It was
woof.
A lot of people died. Anyway.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, thanks for injecting that at the end of our comedy.
A lot of fun.
Bit.
A lot of fun.
Thanks. So then George makes fun of fat people for a while. You know, we have some fat jokes. And then after dinner, everybody moves into the living room to check out Kate's scrapbooks. Guys, I hope you can handle that excitement.
Quit the dinner party. Oh my God. I would have walked around and said nope because you had the extra people you didn't tell me about. And then you're like, hey, photo album time. Nope. Absolutely
It's
not.
like, I don't even know you. Can you imagine trying to, like, somebody showing you their fucking, like, you don't even know them and they're showing you their fucking scrapbook? Why would I care about any of this?
I don't feel like you guys are really picturing how scalloped the edges of each of these photographs is. I think you really have to get a sense of the vast, like, array of pinking shears that are available to these people.
Okay. The scrapbooking artistry that is a factor.
As we will learn, there's an entire industry that has grown up around this, and it is apparently just printing money.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, look, when you can't do anything fun, you have to do some damn thing. Yeah. So, although I will say this scene was somewhat safe. This is the one where Linda tries to say consigliere.
Well, she tries to say consigliere, which is how an Italian person might say that word. But she says,
consigliere.
Oh, they say we're counselors to the bishop because Brother Michael and Brother Tongan are the first and second counselor in the bishopric. And she goes, oh, like a consigliere. And I was like, okay, you've added way too many syllables.
The YouTube closed captions weren't even going to try for that one, man. So yeah, and then we cut upstairs where Patrick is in, what was the girl's name? Julie?
Julie, yeah.
I never figured that out.
Aunt Julie, the 15-year-old.
I learned that when Heath said it.
Yeah.
But Patrick and Julie are hanging out.
In her bedroom?
Excuse
me? I expected her brother to walk in and say, you kids better not be soaking in here.
Yeah, right. No, it's funny because, like, I wrote in my notes, I'm like, are Mormons okay with that? And then Michael comes in and he's like, no, Noah, we are not okay with this.
She's going to get a very stern, gentle correction.
Yes, yeah. But yeah, so the dad kicks him out and Patrick is very respectful because he's actually digging this whole Mormon thing, right? They're having a good influence on him.
Hey, bro, can you jump on this bed real quick? It didn't make sense what we were doing. Yeah. Two of us, so really it was just me jumping on the bed and him laying there. I don't know.
So then we all head downstairs to eat cake and be boring together. And this is a weird moment, too, where, like, Brother Michael says, so, Patrick, are you going to go out for any sports? And Patrick is like, sports? What are these sports of which you speak?
Yeah. It's like you'd never heard
Like
of
they don't have
anything.
sports in fucking Philly?
He literally made him list sports.
Yes.
Like
He's
what?
like, what
What do you-
sports? He's like, well, baseball, for example.
Well, here's the thing in the Italian American community on the East Coast, especially, like we assume that Mormons have special Mormon sports, like Mormon wrestling, but it's different than
Sure.
wrestling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. It's
yeah.
like soaking. Somebody jumps on the mat beside you as you do it.
But
yeah.
they correct that for us, so that's good.
Yes.
I'm Italian American apparently right now.
Yeah. So, and then all the kids come in and they want George to read them a story because that's a great comic premise. An Italian guy reading a story?
Yeah. And here's the thing. He does a good job.
Here's a good story.
Does he?
He's very
Yeah.
engaging. He ditches the book.
Mhm.
He's like, I know the story of the three pigs. I can do this by myself. He throws it, and then he's really fun and engaging and tells a story, and it lasts 20 times longer than it should have.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, and by the way, this is instigated by the fact that 5 to 10 children, I couldn't tell how many, come instantly running up to him. They've never met him before in their lives, yelling, Brother Cheeseman, read us a story. And they all just plop down at his feet with no invitation.
Well, and it's almost as though the kids are like, this is a good comedy premise.
Yeah, literally. It's that's the weirdest thing ever. He does the story, and then it's his bit where he gets wildly inappropriate and he starts talking about how, and then the last pig calls up his buddies and a big Cadillac shows up and out to jump his buddies, these other pigs, and they blow the head off of the wolf and blah 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 blah. And I have to admit, I like this punchline.
The punchline was pretty
I
good.
like
funny.
this punchline.
Yeah.
Which
punchline-
was, who are those guys? Oh, they were my cousins, the guinea pigs.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
A
solid.
little racist, but like mild
come on.
racism in the context
allowed-
of it.
he's
Like
allowed.
compared to
That
what we've
might be
gotten.
so, though.
It's his word.
And the
Yeah,
kids are
yeah.
like, yay, you're allowed to say that. That's great.
Yeah.
So the big bad wolf is running a protection racket. And so
Yeah,
before
yeah.
the murder part happens in his story, the Mormons are on board with the story he's telling. They're like, they hear him say like, sure, it would be unfortunate if something happens to that straw house. And the Mormons are like, yeah, we kind of do that for tithing.
Yes, right. Yeah. Right. No, this is just like us. But the thing about this is that, we spend 5 goddamn minutes with him telling us the story of the three little pigs gangster style, but it fits in no way with the character that we've established that he is up to this point, right? Now, it serves the purpose in the story that we're supposed to say, oh, he is a big softy after all, but it matches in nothing at all that we've seen of him.
Well, and it's immediately negated by the fact that he tells a murder story to children 5 and under.
Right. Yeah. But before that, he's doing special voices and he's like, yeah, he's absolutely nailing it. Yeah. So, okay. So now we're going to check in at prison and see if we can find this movie a plot.
No, we can't.
No, we can't. Henchy 3 meets with the boss, but all they do is he goes, hey, what about that thing? And he goes, don't worry, boss. We're going to kill Carmine real good when we find him.
Hey.
Why would I say that thing?
Remember I say that thing for everything and then you have to respond in equally vague. And he's like, do you mean the murder?
We're going to do the murder thing.
Hold on. Is somebody on this line? Hang up. Yeah, we're doing the murder.
It kind of does ruin the whole coded phrases thing. And if there's one thing that we know from mob movies, they're good at coded phrases.
Yes.
They know how to shut the fuck up and not say the thing out loud.
Right,
So-
but Mormons are writing it, and they do not know how to shut the fuck up, those Mormons. So
That's true.
I guess that must be it. So, all right. So now we're going to check in on Linda. She's at Catholic church, and the Catholic churches there are so empty. The Mormons really just don't tolerate other religions very well.
the literal nobody else is at the Catholic Church except for Linda and the priest.
Uh-huh.
That gag felt mean-spirited.
Yes,
It felt like, haha, fuck you Catholics. We have all the religion here.
right.
It was a very weird thing to do.
Yeah.
According to that map with the pushpins and the yarn, there's a bunch of mafia stuff in Utah. I don't understand how there's
Yeah,
no
you would
Catholic
think.
church.
Yeah, it should have been all stool pigeons from the mafia.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So then she gets home, and by now George has alienated all the neighbors, and they close the door and draw the shades when she gets near, or they're just bigoted against non-Mormons, which is how it plays.
Yeah. I mean, I think what's great is that they managed to make sure that nobody is like, you cannot walk away from this movie thinking anyone is cool or good or nice or anything. They're all just dickheads who don't respect each other's boundaries. They don't like there's nobody that comes away clean on this thing.
No. So, okay. So now the neighbor, Brother Michael, has gotten George a job working at the lumber store.
Oh, the Shmom Depot. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
this place is
Shmom
fun.
Depot. Yeah. So, yeah, and he's not working very hard, and he's not doing it very well.
Yeah, he's not working at all. He's just standing there drinking coffee and watching while Brother Michael does all of the work.
Yeah.
And that's hilarious.
Right. And the
Right.
writers of this movie were like, okay, this is going to be really funny because Carmine from Pennsylvania can't cut wood. He's not a Mormon. What's he going to do if he has to cut some wood? It won't even
I
work.
don't know how to do
He'll
that.
just hit himself in the face with. I don't know what they do, but they can't cut wood.
Yeah. They literally have a customer come up to him and say, hey, can you cut this in half? And he's like, I don't. And he's like, have you never used a saw before? And he goes, not on wood.
Hey, forget about it.
Get it? I murder people and I cut them
yeah.
into pieces and put them in the woods. Get it? Like, the murder and the dismemberment,
Yeah, get it? So, okay. So then we're back in the neighborhood, and nosy neighbor Louise catches up with pregnant wife Kate, right? And she's like, I saw that your fucking sister-in-law, who everybody thinks is your daughter, was talking to that Cheeseman boy, and he's not a Mormon. Isn't this kind of a Romeo and Juliet type situation? I don't think that they can... But Kate puts Louise in her place, because she's the good Mormon.
Yeah. Maybe by the end, Louise can learn about pluralism from the invasion of Catholic white people.
Yes.
Right. Diversity has really hit Salt Lake City hard on this in this movie.
Yeah. So George wraps up his first day of work, but he doesn't want to work 40 hours a week at a full-time job, damn it.
Oh my God, he throws such a goddamn fit. He's sitting in his van going, how do you people do this? Like, what are you talking about?
You didn't do anything. You just stood there and drank coffee all fucking day, man. What are you talking about?
But he's not Mormon. Like, good, honest work was invented by Mormons.
Oh, that's
Right.
right.
The
Yes,
religion founded by
exactly.
Joe Smith.
It's actually, they give it to you when they give you the gift of the Holy Ghost.
Oh, interesting.
You're baptized, and then they lay hands on your head, and they say, go and do thy work forever.
Yeah, then you do some yard work, yeah. But then he sees a scrapbooking store, and he has an idea. So they have this, what they're quite certain is a comedy bit, because he's dressed up, right? He's in a suit.
In such a good disguise.
And a
guys.
mustache.
And a mustache. But he's running a scam. Like it's like he's pretending to be with the scrapbooking union, and he's coming around looking for union dues.
Yeah. I don't want to get too pedantic about it, but it's a right to work state. No one's falling for this shit.
Yeah,
It's
there's no unions in Utah.
There's no union. There's no literally. She would just when that swarthy man walked into that store, she's already dialed 911. And the second he says something like "You owe me money," she hits that other one.
Yes.
I got a
No
Tongan in
chance.
here. I got a Tongan, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But yeah, he's doing a shakedown, but like Utah style, because it's at the scrapbooking place. And I was like, okay, if this lady wakes up with like a scrapbook horse in her bed.
That'd be interesting.
Just
There was humor
origami's
to
a
be had.
horse.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. So, okay, but then meanwhile, Linda's at the grocery store trying to find some gabagool, but they don't even know what that is.
Nobody on this set knows what that is.
I don't know what it is.
She can't say it.
Capicola.
It's capicola.
Gabagool.
Yeah, so they say gabagool, that's fine, but she says she's clearly embarrassed to try to say it every time Linda tries to say it.
Gabadool or
She's
something.
like, do you have gabagool? No, not boiled ham. I want gabagool.
When you're trying to be nice to somebody from another country who has a name that you can't really do, and you can't commit to it either.
Yeah,
Right,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
She very clearly,
Hey, what were you saying?
Yeah.
And they're pretty sure it's just ham anyway.
But then, so she's breaking down emotionally from this when Michael and Kate happen upon her. And they're like, hey, what's the matter? And she's like, Mormons are such great people.
It literally is this obligatory thing where they write how great they are. And
Yes.
yeah, so Linda looks up and she's just like, I just can't imagine. I just don't know why you people are so fucking great.
Right. But her whole issue right now is that Mormons have strangled any chance that she has to socialize without joining their religion.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
That's why she's lonely and broken and breaking down. Her problem is exactly the opposite of Mormons are nice.
Yeah.
And she's also crying because they don't have capicola. Hey,
Yeah.
is it because it has cola in it that you Maybe.
Oh,
So
my
can't
God.
have capicola drinks.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's discovered that Mormonism has the secret to happiness and peace. That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then we cut to George. He's at home watching some TV. He gets a phone call about his son hitting somebody in wrestling practice. This is here primarily because he has to make a short bus joke because there was a type of bigotry we hadn't gotten to yet.
Oh my God. It's just they keep making their main guy less and less likable. And it's supposed to be in service of like the arc of the story where he becomes likable at the end.
Yeah.
And you shot too far, man. You went way too
Guys,
far.
the arc's going to have to be so big at the end.
Right. Like,
We went too far. We painted ourselves into a huge arc here.
you know, I appreciate that when an author's got the guts to give you a truly unlikable character and then try to redeem that character. I'm like, wow, that's a big fucking challenge. Go for it and shit. But this writer, I don't even think they realized what they were doing.
No.
Right?
No. I think they thought it was funny the whole time.
Yes. I think they were like, oh, well, you know, he's got some good racism, though, at least.
I mean, look, we've all seen the Mormon movies. We all know that there's going to be racism. There's going to be sexism. There's going to be as many isms as they can pack in there.
ableism, and yeah.
But this time they put it in somebody else's mouth.
Right.
It's
right,
somebody.
yeah.
It's the other guy that's the racist and all the things.
Yeah.
So we got away with it.
So then we cut back to Mormon church where the nosy neighbor lady is singing. Like she's singing a bad song annoyingly, but I wouldn't say that she's singing badly. It's kind of weird.
It is an annoying interpretation of the song, but I got to say, they nail Mormon church in this moment.
Did they?
Because it is both like someone's performing, as you say, singing well, and yet it is the most painfully boring thing you could possibly sit through.
It's really fucking bad. Now, of course,
And here's the other thing. I don't know how this happened. It's your movie. You get to make some choices here. They chose a boring building for Mormons. Like Mormon buildings are inherently awful buildings. You don't have to push it any farther. You can find the best one.
yeah.
And really try to put your best foot forward. Why would you choose the worst one? It doesn't make any sense.
The movie's trying to make Catholic church and Mormon church different, and they have nothing. They went with like boring and bad singing, and
Well, yeah, the Catholics just have better windows.
Yeah.
Is all. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, what's happening here is that the neighbors have invited Linda and George to church with them today because she's like, oh, you know, you're not making any friends. Well, that's because we're bigoted against every religion but our own. Why don't you come to church and then you'll have friends? So George is like suffering through the boring Mormon church.
Is he suffering? Because he's having a great time. He catches the eye of the neighbor lady across the street and starts making kissy faces at her. And like she becomes very traumatized and
Yeah,
huddles
sexually harasses the women around him.
she
Yeah.
huddles into her husband's arms, and then he makes kissy faces at the woman who's singing, and she gets all flustered and everything. He's having a ball.
Yeah.
He's a dick.
Yep.
He's,
Sure
he-
is.
But he's having a great time. I will say it does kind of make me want to go to a Mormon church and distract whoever's speaking or singing
Sure.
by making faces at him or whatever. Maybe not sexually harassing,
Yeah, that'd be yeah,
but like
harass
catching
them.
their eye and like, boo or whatever. Just
Yeah, just do a big wink, you know.
yeah.
Make them wonder what just happened. So now we're at school, and Julie has decided to invite Patrick out skiing. But when she goes to do it, he's talking about how he actually really liked Mormon church and he wants to go paintballing with the Mormons this weekend. So she's not into him anymore. I get it.
I also love that at one point we're back to trying to run the coffee gag that they never actually commit to. The Carmine loves coffee and that's his big thing.
he's
And
called
he goes,
the Beans because of how much he loves coffee.
Yeah.
he's
That's
called
why
the Beans because of coffee
that's
beans.
his nickname,
And
yeah.
so Patrick's like, Dad, he's obsessed with coffee. This will come up. Like, he's like, I'm online to buy my dad some coffee because he can't find the coffee that he likes here. He grinds his own beans. And they make it like that's a big deal. Like, nobody in the world grinds just because have these filmmakers ever met a non-Mormon?
If they haven't, that would make a lot of sense.
Just ask somebody a question about what coffee is. Because
I
people
think
grind their own
sinful,
beans.
Though. Right? Like, I think even having like coffee curiosity is probably seen as like a road to sin.
One wonders what brown liquid they were making him drink while on set.
Right.
Grind curious. Yeah, that's a problem too.
Yeah.
Post them.
So now back home, it's dinner time, and Linda got a pizza, but it has pineapple on it. That's a 40 fucking minute gag right there.
Oh
He
my
doesn't
God.
like that idea.
I mean, we can be honest about the fact that Italians back east freak out way too much about pineapple on pizza. Like, everybody.
I don't get this one.
Everybody
I'm a
freaks.
New York pizza guy. I've had pineapple on pizza. It's good, pretty good. What's the problem?
And if you don't like
Whatever
it,
the fuck you want.
that's fine. Like,
Yep.
nobody likes all of the pizza toppings. You just don't get that kind of pizza. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, well, it's the most boring fucking gag imaginable,
Yes.
but they can't talk about any of the fun stuff, right? As Eli is often want to say about Mormon movies, when you can't talk about sex and you can't talk about drugs and you can't talk about coffee and you can't talk about anything fucking fun, you're left making jokes about food. That's the only thing that's left for these people. So, okay, but Patrick tells his parents that he's going to go paintballing with the Mormons, and George doesn't want to go paintballing, and so he marches off like an asshole.
Yeah. He is right. Paintballing in the cold sounds miserable. But
It does. That seems like the worst damn time to do paintballing, yeah. So then we cut to George. He's scamming a different scrapbooking business with a different scam. Now he's pretending to be part of a charity.
Yeah, he's really found a gold mine in these checks notes. Independent mom and pop scrapbooking stores?
Yeah, they're loaded. They're
What's
fucking loaded.
Like, their margins, they all went out of business 5 seconds after this movie was made. Like, there's no money there.
Nope. But he's managed to scam enough money out of this to go to Rio. So we see him booking a trip to Rio de Janeiro by himself, right? He's going to abandon his family.
Yeah, what's he doing? I don't know what the plan here is. Maybe he's going to go stash all of the money that he's scammed in a bank in Rio, or
I think he's supposed to. He's buying a one-way ticket. So I think he was supposed to just be escaping to Rio and abandoning his family, just in case we liked him too much.
This never comes back.
It sort of does, but yeah, right, in no meaningful way.
He did that really like charming short bus joke, so it was confusing. The arc started to go this way. We had to make sure we're not arcing back yet.
Bend it back.
Right, yeah, exactly. And then we got to the scene where Patrick finds out that his dad lied about why he couldn't go paintballing. Like, brother Michael asked him, hey, do you want to go paintballing? And he's like, no, I got a doctor's appointment. And so, again, the movie thinks it's going to do a humor setup. So Patrick's like, oh, yeah, no, his doctor's appointment. Yeah, he's going to have a colonoscopy. And they're like, oh, that involves the butt. Ha, funny.
Yeah, I don't know what they think a colonoscopy is. Because the gag here is just like, oh, I'll show my dad by saying that he's going to do something really embarrassing.
But
okay, so go say he's going to, get his herpes treated or his
get his dick reattached because he ripped it off, jerking off too hard.
Or he's getting a penis enlargement or anything.
Right.
But like, colonoscopy is just the most.
I've had a colonoscopy.
These Mormons think that it is the most embarrassing thing that could ever happen to a human being.
I guess, yeah.
It's actually great. Waking up from a colonoscopy is like that is the best high.
You got to drink that shit if they give you beforehand.
The day before is awful.
Nothing is worth that.
The day before is pretty awful, but waking up after it is great.
Okay, was this where was it Michael who tells the story about like, okay, but I know somebody who had a colonoscopy and they found like a rare buffalo nickel in there or something.
In his ass.
Like, what? What are you talking about right now?
Again, when you can't do real humor. So now we're back at the school library where all the cool kids hang out, and Patrick comes over to talk to the love interest, and he's like, hey, you've been really weird lately. And I'm like, is that a scene on the cutting room floor or something? But Julie's mad apparently because Patrick wants to hang out with her brother more than he wants to hang out with her. This is where I finally figured out that Michael was her brother.
Yeah, and because she says the phrase hanging out with my brother 15 times.
Yes.
Why do you want to, you're always wanting to hang out with my brother. Why would hanging out with my brother be fun? I don't like hanging out with my brother. You want to hang out with my brother.
Don't say it again.
Yeah, right.
We
Hang
can
out
have
with my
sex.
brother.
We can have sex. Just don't say it again.
And this kid keeps doing that. Patrick is maybe the worst at the Italianese. Like he keeps saying all of the sounds of like not for nothing and blah, blah, blah. But it just sounds like
Forget about it.
this is just Braden from West High School. This is not a kid that like has ever even met an Italian person before this movie.
Exactly. So then we cut to George at work, and he gets a call from Special Agent Mormon, or actually Special Agent Mormon shows up, and they've got to talk. It turns out that the FBI just found his dad's body. His dad was apparently killed by the mafia way back when he was a kid. And the movie apparently thinks we have enough of an emotional connection to this character to give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, they couldn't find a way to make him have a change of heart. So they pulled pulled a Deus Ex dead at the bottom of a well.
I guess, yeah.
What do people do? People, sad dad dead. Sad dad dead. There we go.
We found it.
We're done.
We found it. It's
Lunch.
easy. No problem.
All right. Well, this movie expects us to give a fuck about this asshole George now, so we need a minute to recalibrate. But first, let me give Act 3 the hard sell. Will Patrick ever face a consequence for stealing the satellite dish? Will George ever face a consequence for scamming those scrapbooking stores? Will anyone ever face a consequence for anything? Not really, but stick around anyway for the stakesless conclusion of Mobsters and Mormons.
Okay,
The
but
only stakes in this movie were the stake presidents.
which heaven planet do you land on?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Okay, fellas. I do like the latest draft that we've got, but I want to sell our religion a bit more. Really make it pop. So, what are the best parts of our Mormon community that we can highlight?
What about paintball?
Oh, is that a Mormon thing? Paintball?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Paintball. Paintball, I guess. What else? Something's going to get the whole audience on board. You know what I mean?
Pizza with pineapples and ham.
Nice. Everybody loves that.
Yeah.
Universal agreement on that. Great. Writing that one down. Pineapple pizza. Okay. Maybe just like one more thing, but I'm thinking like bigger picture, like a big picture thing about us.
What about our welcoming spirit of pluralism and acceptance?
Yes. Preach, brother.
We love diversity. That is perfect. That is perfect. All right. You know what? A holiday coming up tomorrow. Let's call it early and head home.
Thanks, boss.
Appreciate it.
You got it.
So what you got going for Turkey Day?
Oh, nothing really.
Your son's not coming over with the family?
Oh, I disowned him for being gay. And he won't let me see the grandkids, so.
That's crazy. Samesies. Right? Great minds, right? Yeah. Anyway, I might listen to some Dennis Prager. You ever listen to him?
I love him. I really feel seen.
Totally. Me too.
Yeah. I like it when he cries a little bit.
Yeah, me too. It's best when I'm also crying.
When I'm crying too, yes, in the dark by myself.
Yeah. All right, see you Monday.
Okay. See you Monday. Sorry. See you Monday.
Yep.
Holding it together.
Sure are. And we're back for still more of this shit. We're going to rejoin George chatting with Michael at work. And I guess this is where they think that they're pulling the trigger on the colonoscopy bit.
Yeah, I guess the coin bit didn't pan out the way what they wanted. So they're like, we'll revisit.
We'll bring it back. We'll bring it back, though.
Yeah, I'm starting to think they have no idea what a colonoscopy is. Like, they know that it involves a butt, but like, they don't actually know.
I think they think it's butt surgery.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Oh, interesting.
It's looking inside. It's not surgery.
Because Brother Michael is going out of his way. Look, I know you're probably terrified right now, but it's going to be okay. I had a cousin who survived one. And so I think, like, we're not talking cancer here. What are you doing?
Right.
If you get hard during it, it doesn't necessarily mean you're gay. It probably does, but it doesn't. It's not for sure. Like if you go have sex with a woman after that, it helps.
It cancels out. It cancels out. Yeah. So yeah, but George doesn't want to talk about that, and eventually he breaks down and he says, "You know what? I don't even have a doctor's appointment. I just don't want to hang out with you fucking Mormons." And then we get, and this happens so often in Mormon movies, in Christian movies in general, but in Mormon movies especially, where he goes, "Why are you people so damn nice?" Because that's everybody's problem with Mormons, guys, is that they're so nice.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with the fact that this guy has repeatedly asked to be left alone and no one is respecting those boundaries at all. No,
Nope.
it's the problem is they're just too darn kind.
Well, and then the movie has to actually address the real problem because he's like, we're not trying to convert you to our religion. And I'm like, aren't you though?
Yeah, the fuck you are.
Yeah.
You invited him to your goddamn church.
Sure would be unfortunate if you didn't become Mormon while you're living. That's what's happening.
Yeah, constantly. That is literally
Yes.
every moment of every day. All they think about is how am I going to make the non-Mormons be a Mormon?
Right. Absolutely. And then he's like, but all these people around you, they sure are some judgy bastards. And he gives him the no true Mormon argument.
Yeah. Yeah. Really weird. And then he's like, look, I just want to be friends because I think you're a great guy. Based on what?
What the
exactly
fuck would make you think that?
Why?
Come
what are you
on.
talking about?
I mean, I know
The
Mormons are
yoo-hoo?
gullible, but yeah.
you did bring him Yoo-hoo. That's a good
the
point.
first 3/4 of the Three Little Pigs story?
Like half my friendships are Yoo-hoo based. If I'm being
Sure, okay. All right. No, it's fair. It's fair. That's how me and Heath bonded. Yeah. And so, but they have their fight. And then he goes to his car and he sadly looks over his dad's stuff from the FBI agent. And now he's a good person, y'all.
Yeah, boy, he that change of heart thing happens quick.
It does.
You don't blink.
Yeah, and now we check in. We go to Patrick at home and he's watching some TV and he hears some furious paintballing outside. So he goes outside and he sees that his dad has a paintball gun and paintball gear. He is going paintballing.
Yeah.
So they shoot paintballs a little bit in the backyard together, and they're both good at guns because Italian, obviously.
Yeah,
they both hold it
have-
sideways because Italian, I guess, too.
They
is
have
what
genetically
that's for.
good aim. Is
Yes. Those Italians, yeah. And then so he's like, "Oh, it's going to be cold out there. We'll have to start a fire. Go fill this thermos with gasoline." And I'm like, that is such a sloppy fucking setup for later on. We're going to use that gasoline to set a bad guy on fire. No, we're not. This will never come up again.
It is the weirdest. Yeah.
Okay. I think they wrote something that went horribly wrong in real life on the set, and they had to cut
interesting.
whatever fucking happened, and they forgot to take out this line.
Or are we supposed to piece it together that they left that in the minivan? Wink, wink for later.
I can't.
That's
would make
actually amazing writing that you just did for them.
No, it isn't. That would make absolutely no sense. That would make even less sense than leaving it out.
Relatively amazing writing compared to what they did.
Well, yeah,
exactly.
Sure, yeah,
the basis for comparison is not strong. Noah.
Right. So a thing happened, and then another thing related to it happened. That would be a step up. Yes.
Yeah.
There is at some point fire in the movie.
There is. Now that you mention it, yeah. So, and as Patrick is filling up his gasoline thermos, a couple of Mormons on bicycles show up to missionary him.
Yeah, which is so weird. Listen, George is right. George makes some comment about what are the missionaries doing here? He's right. Utah is where they send missionaries to die. This is not a good, unless they're pretty girls, in which case they send them to Temple Square to try and
to avoid Eli.
Sucker Mormons or non-Mormons into becoming Mormons. But yeah, it's a bad gig.
Yep.
And that's why both of their missionaries look 35 when missionaries are supposed to be 19 or whatever. So.
Sure. But Patrick lies to the missionaries. Dad is very proud of him.
Hey, are you doing a Chekhov's gasoline thermos over there? What?
Nope, I sure am not.
Okay.
You will never see this again.
Become Mormon.
So we head out to the woods. Everybody's out there gathering for the big paintballing where they're dividing into red team and blue team.
And boy, once they get started, everybody's terrible at paintball.
Sure are.
Which is funny because they're trying to set it up as this is a thing that we Mormons all do. We do it all the time. It's a lot of fun, blah, blah, blah. And then I guess nobody told the actors because it's just half of them are shooting, but the gun is pointed at the ground or at the sky or what. It's just.
I thought, nothing good there. I thought at least they would have Carmine have like a Tommy gun for paintball all of a sudden, like Al Capone, and be like good at it because Italian, but they don't even do that.
Or just like walking through the woods, just one after another, ping, ping,
yes,
ping,
that's
ping.
what I was ready for.
Yeah.
Right. That he was going to be assassinating everybody in the game. No, they do absolutely. So they start off like a montage. I wrote, so now we get our paintballing mont, and it was over. Right? It's 14 fucking seconds long. But the important plot elements are A, George has to go take a shit when it all starts, right? And he's not about shitting in the woods.
Yeah.
And B, brother Michael and his kid got paintballed right away.
Yeah.
Right?
Instantly.
Yeah. This is another culture clash. Roman Catholics have toilets in the woods before they play paintball. But, the Mormons have to see each other shitting at all times just in case they jerk off in the woods.
Yes, okay.
Yes, that's
all
right.
So they won't jack off.
It didn't even occur to them that would be weird to any other person. I will say this, and Heath, I think you can appreciate this. Dropping a deuce at the beginning of the game, decent strategy. Like, let them all kill each other for a while you're just like, hey, time out here. I'm indisposed.
Absolutely.
And then walk out when a bunch of them are already dead.
I've never done that exactly what you said.
And you have freshly shit and they haven't. Yeah. So, but then they have the scene where they're like, George and his son, Patrick, and they've grabbed the kid that shot Michael and his son, and they're shaking him down to figure out where the enemy team's flag is.
Okay, this was terrifying.
Yeah, I thought he was going to try and extort Robbie for union dues.
Right.
But he didn't do that.
Here's the thing.
That's what it looks like. Robbie, this little kid, he's like 10.
Yes.
And he's crying.
Yes.
And they like shake him down. They take his granola for no reason out of his pocket. They steal his snack, and they make him tell like where the other team is and where they set up their base, which I don't think you just, it's there. It's over there. Like, it doesn't matter. Like it's wherever it is. And then you go get it. And they're like, oh, they're behind us. Well, we see them behind us now. We turn around. Like, it's nothing.
So here's the thing, though, is that this setup could be very funny, except for the kid is too good of an actor. And he actually it really feels like they're just bullying this 10-year-old kid.
Yeah, they're not doing the comedy. Oh, they're doing a kid who's genuinely being traumatized.
Please don't actually put my head in a vice. What is that?
Yes.
Why did you say that? I'm 10 years old. What the fuck? You said, do you have a vice here? What?
So, okay, but then, on the strength of George's child bullying, the Team Blue wins.
Well, and they do have, we can't skip over probably the only gag that I actually laughed at in the entire thing, which is that George and his son walk away from shaking down this kid, and he says, leave the gun, take the granola, which I thought was
Okay, that's where the bar has been set now. Yeah.
Wait, it's a Godfather reference. It's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, and they don't shoot the kid. I guess this is them being nice.
Smear the
They're like,
paint.
but we have to get you out, so we're going to slap a paintball onto your chest and smear it.
Yeah.
But so Carmine does that, but now he's technically out because
he's shot in the hand.
If friendly fire counts in paintball, and I think it does, right? Then now you have paint on. Like,
yeah,
this is bullshit.
Yep.
Cheating. There are rules. This isn't Nam. This is Utah.
So then he takes that day to celebrate their paintball victory. He takes his wife and his son out for dinner at an Italian place because he's a good dad now, right? But they don't know real Italian food around here.
Yeah. He says, hey, I'm going to take you out. I want a panzerotti. And the kid and his son, Patrick, says, baked or fried? Well, since I'm going to throw a fit in the next scene about how panzerottis are just the fried version of a baked calzone, probably that.
Yep.
Like, how does this kid, like...
Yeah, so they have this whole scene where he's like, I'm going to go back there and show you how real Italian food is cooked. And I'm like, you probably should have established that he could cook earlier in the film, but okay.
This is so stupid. He goes back to the kitchen and like shows the Utah chefs how to make real Italian food. That's like, how I go in the back and I can make whiskey at a restaurant if they don't have the whiskey because I'm Irish.
And the way he does it is nuts. Because he takes dough. It's a pizza place. He takes pizza dough. But the order of operations that he does is insane. He's like, take your dough, now punch it in a few times, now roll it out with a rolling pin, then make it back into a ball, then throw it 3 inches in the air, and boom, a perfect thin flat circle.
Right. Who would have thought? Yeah, right. So he makes there's no fucking humor in it at all. He just makes a fucking calzone or whatever. And then we go back to the table. He's with his family. They're all enjoying it. And she's like, what's gotten into you? And he's like, Act 3.
Yeah.
I guess.
I would say I'm really turning a corner as a better dad, am I not? Because the Mormons are so goddamn friendly. I think that's what's doing it.
No, that must be it. So yeah. So then they give Catholic Church another try. The family does.
Womp womp. Catholic Church is worse than Mormon Church. Ha ha ha.
Nailed it. Rule of twos.
And then we go back to the prison. It turns out that they found Carmine. They found George based on his coffee preferences because they know the fancy coffee that he really likes. And there's only one person that started ordering it somewhere in America right after the trial. So
yeah, some mafia henchman is like, I did internet and I found Carmine's coffee at an address in Utah.
You remember how our Cosa Nostra, we hired an IT guy? Well, I had him hack the coffee company.
Well, actually, he quit because we said a lot of slurs, but then we got a different guy and he interneted for us.
Yeah.
So then we meet henchman, because this guy's just fucking henchman 3 in my notes. So he has henchmen. We meet sub henchmen 6 and 7. They're staking out George's place.
Yeah. So this is where I got to say that Rocco's the fat guy.
Mm-hmm.
That is my old acting teacher from many years ago.
The guy who likes the fry sauce?
The guy, the guy who they have him eating, because if he's not eating, how will we know he's fat?
Yes.
But what's funny about him is he's a real Italian guy from Rhode Island. Like, he's the only East Coast Italian guy other than the main dude in this whole thing.
He must have been furious for the entire filming watching
I feel like
else.
everybody should have been furious. I feel like the guy that played Carmine, they must have had to pay him an extra $50 every day. Every time they're like, hey, do that other stereotype that we want you to do. He's like,
right. Yeah. Can you add A to the end of this one too?
Yeah.
Okay, Dan, question for you about Utah culture. It is claimed here in this moment that fry sauce, which is ketchup and mayo, if I'm understanding correctly, the claim is that fry sauce was invented in Utah, and I think it was in like 1940. Is this like an actual part of like proud culture of Utah?
Okay. First of all, and this is now you're touching on my people. So I'm going to have to defend them a little bit and just say that no, fry sauce, and Utahns will say this, and I don't know why. It's more than ketchup and mayo. It is more than that. And every restaurant has their own recipe. And so there's good fry sauce and bad fry sauce. You get some liquid smoke in there. You get some different things. There's spices. There's all good fry sauce is very different than just ketchup and mayo.
And the
Mormon
Pearl
ever
of
had
Great Price
spices.
is an awesome book. You're an asshole.
Yeah, stop being a dick about it.
Okay,
but yes, it was invented in Utah.
But like, how do you use the word invented for that? Because like, I think mayo came around, 1750, and ketchup
There's
like
spices. Heath,
ketchup
there
like
are
300
spices.
BC.
It's like you're not
Nobody
even
put those
listening to
together.
me. Heath, it's like you're not. Next time you're in Salt Lake, I'm taking you on a tour, and we're doing 12 different fry sauce places, and you're going to
We're going to do
learn.
a fry sauce crawl. That's probably a Mormon thing, actually. Yeah, you probably do that.
Yeah,
all right.
I've done it. I've done it.
Yeah, guys, we desperately need to move off the fry sauce. We could be here all day. So yeah, but the bad guys see George coming out of his house, so now they give chase. Right now, luckily, George is always wearing a tracksuit, so he's ready to run at a moment's notice.
Yeah, 100%.
But eventually, he ducks into a Mormon church with the baddies hot on his tail.
Yeah, he apparently changed into his tracksuit from his church clothes that he was just, because he must have been.
Oh, right. You're right. Yeah.
So he had time to do that.
Or went to church in his track clothes? No, we saw
It's
him.
a tearaway suit right over the tracksuit at all times.
there you
'cause
go.
He sleeps in
Yeah,
there.
that makes sense. So, and then there's actually I thought the funniest moment in the movie when the sub-henchies go into the Mormon church and your old acting coach goes, I think they're going to put a curse on us or whatever. And he does the sign of the cross or whatever.
Oh, I missed a thing, by the way, about him. He's an East Coast Italian. he was also a Mormon.
Sure, yeah.
He had he was like that. The actor who played was a Mormon. So that
I assume that everyone other than the main character in this movie was a Mormon. That's just my assumption.
yeah, probably. But it is weird to have an Italian American, like East Coast Italian American Mormon. That is, it feels odd.
Sure. So, okay. So then they got this bit where like all of them wind up in the same Sunday school class together. And again, it's like someone told them, you know, the jokes will write themselves. And then they just sat there looking at the script, waiting for them to sprout because nothing happens here. Right. Again, this is a good comedy setup. Gangsters in the middle of chasing each other find themselves in a Mormon Sunday school where they have to act normal for a second.
Sure.
But they don't do anything. They're just like, oh, I must leave this room now. And they run away.
I mean, they do have a moment where every Mormon knows is wrong. Again, they're doing Mormonism wrong and in service of nothing, where the guy, you know, Sunday school has started and the guy says, well, do we have any visitors here? Dude, you know everyone in that room. You've been coming to the same people in that room for 15 years. There are 3 Italian guys in tracksuits in that room. What are you doing? Just ask them what their names are.
Or just do the Mormon curse. Do whatever the main thing is. Show us it. Yeah. Do the never-ending story centuries thing. They blast them when Italian people come into the building.
Obviously.
Absolutely.
So they run away. Rocco has now locked the keys in the car, so they have to steal a couple of bikes.
Hilarious.
Well, yeah, again, a gag they do nothing with. But just as they're about to catch up with him, Special Agent Mormon gets there and saves the day.
And they slam into his car. He pulls up and they slam into his car and they're on the ground. And then he rolls down his window and puts the gun out the window and goes, FBI, freeze. Like, why didn't he get out of the car?
That would make more sense.
Were his little toesies going to get cold? Like, what was happening? It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, and so we cut to the next scene where those guys are now in custody and the family is meeting with Special Agent Mormon, and he's going like, trust me, there's going to be a finale. But first...
I was like, okay, well, the movie's done now, so...
Yeah.
That's all done.
What I love is that what he proposes is, okay, we've got a plan. You guys look, we caught those guys, but they don't know we caught them, so they're going to send somebody else to get you.
Right.
So stay here and get got.
Sorry.
Right, and we'll get the people right when they get you.
You, the FBI.
Yes.
Witness Protection Program.
So we're going to spear you with
You're going to use me as bait to get another pair of low-level henchmen?
That is the idea. That's
we're going to keep getting them because eventually they're going to send the high-level henchmen. It's like you're not hearing.
We're going to try to protect you.
Yeah.
Can it be like a wacky shenanigan?
So
I'd be shocked if it weren't.
All right, I'm in. I'll be bait.
So now they're all at a big cookout, right, being bait. And George is going to like give a speech to all the Mormons about how he kind of thinks they're pretty cool.
Yeah, he stands up and does a toast, which is apparently a bridge too far for like gossipy lady because
for nosy neighbor Louise.
She says she doesn't let her family do it because the appearance of evil, because you normally do that with alcohol. Like, what are you talking about?
That's I honestly, I'm surprised you're surprised, man. I thought that you were going to explain this one to us, that it was a big thing. They don't.
Let me tell you something. It is correct in the sense that like Mormons are perennially they're very easily spooked by foreign cultures. So like, I guess it is plausible that somebody would be like, that feels like
don't do the cheers. We'll become Tongan or whatever. I forget what happens.
Well, but honestly, I thought I didn't realize that it was because it was like alcohol. I was thinking it's because he spoke Italian at the end, and she's like, "Oh, that sounds like devil talk," or something like that.
Oh yeah, he says "Centiani."
Porque no los dos? That could be both. Absolutely.
Yeah. So but then they hug their way out. Love interest girl makes up with Patrick because the movie's almost over. Julie was the character's name. But then as they leave, their van explodes.
Yeah, this got really dark.
It did because like we know that like they're not dead, but like the movie plays it like and then they blew up and died, and then they play it like that for the rest of the like next scene or two. Yeah,
I genuinely I was like, oh, they're gonna just be like, anyway, Mormonism worked out. Utah. I thought that would have been a great ending. Or
Honestly,
like, you cut to the Mormons baptizing the charred corpses.
Oh, there you go. There you
Anyway,
go.
Mormonism worked out
Yes.
for Utah.
Today is a
Yes.
good day.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you something. If this had gone on and they never found out that they were still alive, they would have been baptized for
Yes,
those people. That's 100%
absolutely.
a thing that would have happened.
So yeah, and then we see the news, and the news is like, yeah, no, the total explosion totally worked. They're all dead. Everybody's dead there. They were in the witness protection program, if you can believe that shit.
Also, can I just say that this is before AI? They had actual blow up a van money.
Apparently, yes.
They blew up a
they gave
van.
it to us.
For,
You're right.
for
Yeah,
real.
this was
It did
not CGI.
It did not look stupid. It looked
Possibly
like
a van and a thermos. Like, yeah, it was a decent budget.
So, but yeah, then we get nosy neighbor. She's on the phone going, I knew there was something wrong with those non-Mormons. You know, they were criminals.
And then they give the sister and the wife of Brother Michael the one thing that any small-time Utah actor desperately wants. They both get a crying scene.
Yes.
Oh, bad
yes.
actors love a crying scene.
Don't they, though?
They probably gave up half of their pay just so that they could do the crying scene.
Yeah, and then and they have a little service for them, or not a service, but they like honor them at the beginning of the service. And then we get the stakes of the movie, right? Because they say
so weird.
this is what the movie's about, apparently. So they're like, Bishop Harrison, he's not going to come back because of his family emergency. So now we want to put Brother Michael in charge, and then they're going to vote.
Yeah, he's going
Right?
to get called up to the big leagues. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's great. We're getting like Mormon C-SPAN for local politics here out of nowhere. I don't know why. But the windup was crazy too, because Bishop, whoever comes up and he's like, yeah, so, really sad about the family getting exploded. Let's baptize him. Okay. Moving on. Bishop Harrison has to move. So we're talking about this now. C-SPAN.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, all in favor. But before we can see how the vote works out, we cut to the Cheesemans at the airport, right?
Because they're fine.
Yep, because they're still alive. This is the first time the movie admits that to us.
Right.
But we hear from Special Agent Mormon. He's like, yeah, no, we'll get you guys to your new location in a minute. But I thought you might like to know about the internal politics of the Mormon church near where you lived. And he's like, why the fuck would you think I would want to know that, man?
Truly insane. Okay, but here's what's being implied, plot-wise. The FBI faked their death.
Yes.
So just to be clear, the Federal Bureau of Investigation intentionally did a huge van explosion right next to a church full of people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
No other way to fake this death.
Nope,
or do
absolutely
any other
not.
strategy.
And we watched these people get into the van beforehand, so they must have had like a tunnel underneath it that they were getting into or something.
Right. Yeah.
We're going to
just-
build a trap door. Oh, you know what? The Mormons have a lot of these. Okay, this works out.
Tom Cruise comes out and he's like pulls off his face.
Yeah,
and he's
right,
like, I wasn't a Mormon the whole time. I've been.
Yep.
I feel like we're making this complicated. Can't we just move them?
I-
No.
No.
Already
we
bought
gotta
the thermos
blow
of
'em up.
gasoline.
Yeah, obviously.
Which wasn't their plan, by the way. The plan was for
No.
them to be bait, but like I guess they
Yeah.
changed the plan on us. Can I just say though, that of all the outrageous, like completely implausible, just absolute garbage plot lines in this movie, the one that is the absolute least believable thing in the entire film is that Mormons would, when they vote on a bishop or whatever, they're not actually voting. It is perfunctory. It is just raise your hand if we vote, and we all raise our hand. It's never, no one has in the history of the world, and
Yes.
like it is not at all believable because what they learned from Agent Mormon is that half of the congregation voted against Michael becoming bishop.
Yes.
This has never. He would have had to have a beer in his hand.
Right. Yeah. Well, but the reason though is because he brought gangsters into their midst.
I mean,
Right.
there's just no chance. This is
Guys, it's like a real swing ward scenario. It was like 50-50.
yeah, just crazy. It's not a vote. It's not a vote. They say vote, but it's not, and that's just crazy. The whole thing's crazy.
Yeah. Well, so now we cut to they're having a meeting about like what everybody thinks and why they voted against him, right? They're trying to get the consensus here. And that's going to be like, again, that this is the big finale of the fucking movie, this argument about whether Michael gets to be bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an argument about whether Michael was too nice to the exotic Pennsylvanians.
Yes.
Outsiders that came into town.
Yes,
Yeah.
with Carl the Pegacorn accents, yeah. And so George shows up, right? His family shows up fresh from being dead.
Apparently the FBI, who just spent all of that money blowing everything up and all of this time planning it and whatever, they're like, oh, you know what?
Never mind.
This is important. This is
a stake presidentship is at stake here.
Wait, are you going to... this feels risky. Are you going to give a really good dramatic speech when you burst into the C-SPAN meeting?
Because they were minutes from getting on their plane. Literally minutes from getting on their plane out of there.
All right.
Right. We'll rebook the flights.
I'll rebook it, but you're on thin ice, Carmine.
Yeah. But also, so then they show up, and luckily, though, as Dan can tell you, when they have Mormon meetings, if a non-Mormon shows up with relevant plot information, they just let him, they have a podium actually set up for him to speak at that no one else was using when they talked.
Listen, they are the most, Mormons are so passive aggressive that anyone who walked into their building and got loud would freeze them all like deer in headlights.
Okay. All right.
They will let you do any, you can make them sign away the deed to the church.
Oh yeah.
If you're loud enough at them and they're not expecting it.
They were scared of his swarthiness. I get it. Yeah.
I wanted him to like get up there to do his big speech, and then the podium just shoots up and hits him in the face.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
Explodes.
Motherfuckers can't do a callback. So yeah, but he says, you guys are all bad at being Mormons. I'm better at knowing how to do your religion than you are. But Michael was really good at it. And then he leaves.
He's the best of all of us.
Yeah.
Vote for Michael.
Yeah.
It's so silly. Like he actually gives one more nod to like Mormonism very specifically too. He's like, I don't know if the Mormon God is for sure the real one, but you got to admit, lots of great evidence recently in our lives for that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So then we cut to Michael's family at dinner. The doorbell rings and the family that's supposed to be dead shows up, right? They explain the whole plot and they tell Michael he won the vote.
Yeah. Yeah, congratulations.
You have an unpaying job.
Now. Yeah, congratulations. Your life just got so much harder.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't get any compensation.
Is this a big deal? Because they show the initial shot of the James family and they're all like sad and mopey and like the kids are almost weeping because like dad's
their
not
neighbors
becoming
just exploded.
First mate or second mate.
Oh, no, I think
like,
that's supposed to be they're still bummed about the neighbors getting blown up kind of a thing.
That makes a little more sense. Okay,
Yeah.
It seems like they're like, we're going to get evicted
But honestly, yeah, given the
tomorrow
stakes
if
of the
we're
film,
not the children of a first mate. or
There you go.
Let me tell you something. If there had been a vote where half the congregation had said, no, you don't get to be our bishop, that I can't imagine a greater Mormon humiliation than that.
Yeah, okay.
Like literally, that is as shockingly awful as it could get in Mormon terms, for real. Like
They just all drink poison and
they would have forgotten all about the van blowing up because this would have rocked their world.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
Thank you. Support.
So they all have a big Mormon hug, and then George leaves envelopes with refunds for all the people he ripped off with his scrapbooking scams.
Refund checks?
Yes.
Is that how crime works?
That's what he says.
You do crime, and then if you want to give back the money, you issue checks?
Yep.
Like a personal check? Is that?
That's apparently how it goes.
And it's also a very good thing that he kept detail accountings of how much he stole from each of the stores and what the names of the stores.
Well, criminals are wont to do that. They keep really good books, those criminals.
Yeah.
One more question on official Mormon procedure. When they do one of these elections that you say is definitely not an election, but in this fantasy world, would you get a do-over if there's a big speech by an outside character? Is that how this works?
Yeah, obviously, 100%.
Okay.
Clearly.
Okay.
Weren't you even paying attention? So then we time cut 6 months later, and damn it if they didn't open a scrapbooking store, which makes no fucking sense, but I mean, it's all the money that he stands to make. Oh, you're right. He could see how profitable they were, I guess. Yeah.
Plus, he knows how to unionize everything, so he's
sure.
Yeah.
And then some Mormon missionaries comes in, and now he's nice to the Mormon missionaries, even though he didn't become Mormon in the movie.
Tiny little detail, but their new fake names are Donnie and Marie. I think it was Mary, but I was like, Donnie and Marie? Come on.
I missed that.
Pretty close to clever.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well done.
Those are Mormons, so yeah.
Yeah, and they have sex together, just like this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, well, Dan, thank you so much for hanging out and helping us translate this movie. It's always great to have you around.
It's always a pleasure.
And well, that does it for our review of Mobsters and Mormons. That's not going to do it for the episode just yet, because we still need to put Mormon Movie Month on hold for a week for the sake of our live show. So Heath, tell us, what's on deck?
That's right, live from our nation's capital. We have a movie by presidential candidate for 2028 as of this week.
Yes.
Tucker Carlson. We're going to be watching The End of Men.
Heath?
Yes, that's the thing with the testicle tanning.
Okay, all right, that was going to be my question. Awesome. All right, so with that to look forward to, we're going to bring episode 569 to a merciful close. Once again, a huge thanks to Dan for all his help today. Be sure to check the show notes for a link to Data Over Dogma and Thank God I'm Atheist if you'd like to hear more from him, and you do. And an equally huge thanks to all the Patreon donors to help make the show go. If you'd like to count yourself among their ranks, you can make a per episode donation at patreon.com/godawful and thereby earn early access to an ad-free version of every episode. You can also help a ton by leaving a 5-star review and by showing the show on all your various social media platforms. If you enjoyed this show, be sure to check out our sibling shows, The Scathing Atheist, Citation Needed, D&D Minus, and the Skepticrat, available wherever podcasts live. If you have questions, comments, or cinematic suggestions, you can email godawfulmovies@gmail.com. Tim Robertson takes care of our social media. Our theme song was written and performed by Ryan Slotnick of Evil Giraffes on Mars. All the other music was written and performed by our audio engineer, Morgan Clark, and was used with permission. Thanks again for giving us a chunk of your life this week. For Heath Enright and Eli Bosnick, I'm No Lugeons. Promise to work hard to earn another chunk next week. Until then, we'll leave you with the American Graffiti close.
In the spirit of pluralism, Utah would go on to host many delightful events with TPUSA.
Young Julie James moved to the Philippines, where she gave birth to a beautiful, dark-haired, olive-skinned boy.
Oh, shit.
Safely away from prying Mormon eyes.
The Tongan guy was never even considered for that promotion. Weird. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right,
That
that's
felt
fucking
tight.
awesome. Yeah, right. Right. It really feels like it almost feels like a cult at this point. So
It is a cult.
yeah, I like it. The Cult of Morgan.
The Book of Morgan.
Yeah.
There you go. I feel like his book would be less boring.
It would be hard to be more.
It would, yeah, right. No, exactly. It almost necessarily must be less boring.
Yeah.
If it's just the letter W over and over again for 400 fucking pages.
All work and no play makes Joseph Smith a dull boy.
Wait, that was Alma, right? So, Jesus. All right. Pardon me. Sorry.
Have you had dirty soda? Is it good?
I refuse. I've had soda with stuff in it, but
Sure.
adding sugar to soda, I don't need the diabetes. Thank you.
Yeah. There's already plenty. All right. Interstitial 2. This content is CAN credentialed, which means you can report instances of harassment, abuse, or other harm to their hotline at 617-249-4255 or on their website at creatoraccountabilitynetwork.org. This podcast is a production of Puzzle in a Thunderstorm, LLC, and was created without the use of generative AI. Its contents may not be used for AI training. Copyright 2026, all rights reserved.